favorite things about living this lifestyle is it's always different, and we get to say yes or no to whatever comes up, and lots of surprises, and you get to chart your own path.
It's the idea that you just design what you want, so you can basically be the architect of your life, you know, being able to choose the things as they come up. Yeah. We've been living in the truck since January 1st, 2018, taking it across the country 3 times, and you know, with all the kilometers in between, about 11,000 kilometers. It's been our home everywhere. It's beautiful. Yeah, we love it.
Once we decided we wanted to hit the road, we knew we wanted a Sprinter engine, but we decided to go a little bit bigger with our box truck.
And also we wanted something that had really good gas mileage.
Yeah.
Which, surprisingly enough, this thing has incredible gas mileage for a big truck. Yeah.
We had a house to sell, 2 cars to sell, the truck to renovate and move into, my full-time job to leave, all of Marc's regular gigs to leave.
We were like an ongoing garage sale, and we sold stuff on Kijiji and Craigslist just non-stop, and we just kept the bare necessities. The non-negotiables were that I had to be able to stand in the vehicle. We wanted something that was insulated, or that we could add insulation to, because we knew we were going to be living in winter. We wanted something that our cat could also be comfortable in. She's been living in there for almost 2 years herself. And a full-time bed, the other non-negotiable. That's why we chose a box truck. Yeah.
We knew we wanted to move to the mountains and where the weather is less extreme. So BC was a perfect choice. I think the most adventurous thing we've done is living in a ski hill parking lot. We parked at the bottom of the ski hill, turned the truck off, and actually stayed put for 4 months.
I'm a skier and I need that in my life. I literally just had to walk across the parking lot to the ski lift, and it was a pretty nice way to live.
So when you walk into our box truck, our bed is on the right. It's a full residential queen size mattress. We really found it important to not have to put together and take apart a bed every day. We have my clothing closet and Marc's clothing closet, and then just some books and my journal and my tarot cards and my crystals. We have a Wi-Fi booster that we use, so anytime we're close to Wi-Fi, we can connect and multiply the signal by quite a bit. We have a 2-burner propane stove top, a double sink, spice rack, and charge controller, and everything we need for our solar. 2 lithium batteries hidden underneath the bed, and a 2,000 watt inverter by Go Power. When we bought this truck, it was half converted as a family RV, and one of the really big jobs that we didn't have to do was creating this pass-through. So we have a curtain here for privacy, and then because winter is coming and it's getting cool out in Canada, we have reflectix too, but this leads straight through to our the cab of the van, so the passenger and driver's seat. So we have a pretty simple water system. We do have an electric water pump that's run on the solar off-grid or shore power when we're plugged in. But underneath here, so we have 5-gallon water jugs. We have 3 of them on hand. We usually keep 1 or 2 of them full at any time. And so these stay inside the rig so that we never have to worry about them freezing. And because of this, we don't have a shower in the truck. So one of the luxuries of being in a campground and hooked up to shore power is that we can have an electric heater. So this is our 3rd source of heat, and it is the easiest. We go anywhere between 18 and 22 degrees Celsius easily in the truck, and then it just hides away when we don't want to look at it. So when we bought this truck, there was a big Dometic standard RV fridge in it in a wooden box, and Marc knocked the whole thing down so that we could have more wall hanging and also be able to sit on the Dometic fridge that we invested in. So this is one of the bigger sizes, and we opted to get the cooler pack as well to keep it extra insulated. But basically we went with this style because it is so easy on the solar panels. We never ever have to worry about running out of power, and our food always stays cold. And it's really cool because this fridge can be plugged into AC or DC power. So while we're set up at a campground, we run it on AC, and when we're off boondocking or living on the road, we use DC.
We don't have to work as much.
Right.
So it gives us that freedom to be a bit more picky about the jobs that we do choose.
Before we did this, I was like, oh, I'm gonna have no bills. I'm just gonna go like live off the land, and I don't even know. But it's not like that. We have insurance payments for our vehicles.
Yeah.
We have cell phones.
We still work really hard to afford to live like this.
But it's less tiring, and we can change it next month if we wanted to.
Yeah. When we conceptualized the truck and what it was going to mean to live in it in a Canadian winter, the initial thought was that we would have a heater. We obviously need a heater. So we got the S-Bar diesel heater, but then I started talking about how moisture is a killer in the winter. So that's when we added the wood stove. So then they work together. So the S-Bar kind of heats the floor and heats the batteries to keep our electricity constant. And the wood stove dries out the interior, dries the windows, dries my gear. Because in the winter, that's one of the biggest things is moisture is a killer. Mold happens, and it happens quickly. And if you don't get a grip of it, it just takes over.
Well, we've done 2 full winters in this box truck, and they were completely different. So the first one, we were 100% off grid. We were not plugged in once. So we had the wood stove, the S-Bar heater, and it would get cool because the stove is so small. Mark would have to wake up in the middle of the night to restock it. But we did well. We Reflectix covered the windows, we had thick curtains, and we were cozy considering it was completely off grid. But now, something we had never planned on doing, but we're 100% on board, is we stay in a campground all winter. So we plug in so we can use electric heat. And in the summer, it's so easy to drive around to find a laundromat or to go for showers. But in the winter, I really like having laundry and showers nearby because we don't have a shower in the truck.
So if there's one thing that's been evolving in our life in this box truck over the last 2 years, it's understanding and adjusting our needs for storage. So this was really simple, but Mark installed it just this past year, and we have dish towels and kitchen towels here, and then like our little food pantry here. This has made a world of difference. I was really excited when he put it up. This whole box holds storage underneath, so extra travel backpacks, Mark's music gear, some of our ski gear. This whole lid lifts up, and then again it was another seat for us, so it was a really nice addition. So we got the smallest version of the Cubic Mini. This is a Cub Wood Stove. It is a real stove, even though it looks a little bit like a toy. And a really cool thing, so when we bought this truck, it still had the roll-up delivery truck. And while it was really tempting to keep that, Mark built a wall, added tons of extra insulation, and then our wood stove is actually in a punch-out box, so it gave us extra room. Otherwise the stove would have come to about here. It's all surrounded by galvanized steel. It's super safe. We've never had any issues, and especially in the rainy kind of cool months, it heats this whole box up within minutes. And then in the winter, it's really, really nice for dry heat. So one of the things that Mark and I didn't agree on at first, but I'm so grateful that he had this awesome idea. He was dead set on never putting a hole in the roof of our truck. So the challenge with the box truck is it's not a metal roof, it's actually a membrane. And so Mark phoned the company that produces fantastic fans and made sure that it was possible to use it properly if it was on a wall rather than a roof. And they said yes, they gave us the green light, so that's what we did. So we have a little bathroom area behind our lightweight curtain instead of having a heavy door. We invested in the Nature's Head Composting Toilet, and while we totally respect their company, we know they're family owned, they have really great reviews, we've personally had mixed results using it. So really do your research, but it was quite a large investment in terms of the box truck, and yeah, like I said, just kind of mixed results.
So we don't really call ourselves minimalists, but we understand why people would say that. But it's just having enough. So having 4 plates and 4 bowls and 4 cups, and there's only 2 of us, so that really works. Once you let go of the addiction of shopping for retail therapy and for fun, like it really becomes easy. People might look at it and think like we go without or we struggle, but we really don't. We have absolutely everything that we need. And when you get laser focused on what you want to have in your life and what you don't need, everything falls into place. And for us, it's about travel, it's about time together, and it's just not about new accessories. One of the really cool surprises that we hadn't planned on when we moved into the truck was the opportunity to house sit for friends and friends of friends. Also getting to pet sit, which is incredible. We have a cat in the truck, but we've taken care of dogs and cats, and they have ranged anywhere from 1 week to 5 weeks at a time. So we live full time in the truck, but we've definitely had little spurts where we have all of the amenities of a house and an extra pet as well. But one of the really neat things about when we house sit that people are often surprised by is we still sleep in the truck. So when I left my salaried position and our house behind, I knew I wanted to make money online. My main baby is a website and a business called Clear Your Life, and it's all about clutter clearing with the ability to transform your life. So get rid of the extra stuff and design a life that you absolutely love. And then I supplement any other way that I can. I bartend, I have remote work where I work for an online entrepreneurship platform, and I've gotten work as a VA, so a virtual assistant.
We never planned to move to Squamish, never even crossed.
I've been a musician for most of my life, full-time for the last 16 years. I write custom songs for people, so I get hired to write songs for couples or groups or companies or businesses, jingles or love songs, anniversary songs, which is really cool. And I also write my own songs. I have a couple records out, toured Canada 8 times. Yeah, the live show that's where the magic happens.
Sounds just about right to me.
Lots of living like this hasn't played out how we thought it would, and other things have. We've learned a lot about each other living in 112 square feet. Yeah, and living in the winter in such a small space, you have less space to ignore the problems or challenges in your relationship. So we've actually learned a lot about how we communicate with each other.
The truth is, it's done everything. It's pushed us away and brought us closer. There's no hiding, there's no secrets, you know. We've definitely learned a lot about each other.
So we're coming up on our 3rd full-time winter in this truck, and what we've noticed is that every winter that passes we learn a little bit more about what comforts we want and how we're able to live in a small space. And really we're actually thinking that we're just about ready to move into a bigger home on wheels. So we're dreaming something up really cool right now that'll still be off-grid capable and on wheels, but just give us a little bit more elbow room for when it's snowing or raining a lot on the coast.
It'll be easier for Jen to do her work. You know, she'll have a place that has a desk and maybe a recording space for me in our home, you know, so that's kind of the idea.
Tessa Point 2.
Yeah, we live in the mountains.
Please share this video if you liked it. Also, be sure to subscribe to Exploring Alternatives and check out our playlists for more stories like this. Thanks for watching.